Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I think most people understand that California is like the proving ground for new gun control. They'll try something new out, and if it sticks, it tends to get exported to the rest of the country. Now, unfortunately, it looks like that is about to get worse. Some of you might remember Prop 63. That was a massive gun control proposition that was added to the ballot back in 2016, and that passed by a margin of 60%. So 60% of the people that voted in favor of that proposition. Now, unfortunately, part of that proposition, part of Prop 63, was the ammunition background checks. Now, that's been tough enough. We've had a lot of people who've seen false positives getting their background check, and they're perfectly law-abiding people who have been denied their rights because of it. You can't have anything sent directly to you anymore. It has to go to a vendor. There's a lot of issues. One of those issues is also the fees that are associated with it. You have to pay a fee every time you go through one of those background checks. Now, unfortunately, the California politicians have decided that they can't afford the program anymore. And so in order to subsidize that program and pay for that program, they have decided to increase the fees on those background checks. And not just a little bit, a lot, hundreds of percent. So let's go ahead and talk about the new fees, what's going on, and the silver lining that kind of goes along with this as well. This is already on the California DOJ website. I will link that down below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. But let's talk about it. Now, real quick, if you guys support the Second Amendment and you support content like this that tries to keep you informed and up to date on current events, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second. But not only does it let the powers that be know that, hey, you want to watch something like this, it really helps us spread our message and get things out there. So it is very helpful to the channel, but it's also very supportive, really, to the entire community. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. That little alarm bell will let you know when new videos come out. If anything changes in this one, I'll let you know. And share this particular video. I almost never ask you to share it, but share this particular video because comment period for what we're talking about today is actually open for the next 45 days. So we need more people to know about this so that we can get more comments into the DOJ to try and stop it. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. Now, like I said in the beginning, this all stems from 2016's Prop 63. Prop 63 was this huge gun control proposition that, again, was passed by the people. Now, try and keep in mind that even though the people voted on it, it does not make it constitutional. If 100% of the people in the state of California vote that they, as a state, don't want anything to do with the Second Amendment, it doesn't mean that it no longer exists in that state. The people can't vote away our constitutional rights, from a federal level. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, one of the things that came out of Prop 63 was ammunition background checks. So people would have to go to the shop, they would have to undergo a background check, give up, all of their personal identifying information, any IDs, licenses, stuff like that. It has to be noted what you're buying, and then that has to be submitted to the California DOJ, BOF, and then you have to pay a fee. That fee, if you're in the system, right? So you already purchased something in California, you're already in the system, is $1. If you have a COE, a certificate of eligibility, it's also $1. Now, that sucks alone, just having to wait for that check and having to pay that fee. But guess what? It turns out that California does not have enough money to pay for that system. So the system, which was supposed to pay for itself through the fees, is not sustainable. And so what have they decided to do? Well, they decided to increase the fees. Now, instead of just doubling the fees to $2 or maybe tripling the fees to $3, no. California decided that it's such a shortfall in that department that they need to now raise those background check fees to $5 per transaction. And again, this is already on the California DOJ website. So this is directly from Attorney General Rob Bonta's office. It says, as authorized by Penal Code Section 30370, Subdivision E, the department's current regulations established a $1 fee for a standard ammunition eligibility check, the SAEC, and a $1 fee for a COE verification check. The fee has not been sufficient to cover the department's operating costs for the ammunition authorization programs. What are they going to do? They're going to raise it 500%. And this is a notice of registered publication date of August 23rd, 2024. So just today. Now, if you're wondering if there's anything that you could do about this, the answer to that is actually yes. There is a comment period that is open right now. So you guys can actually comment on this proposed change, the 500% increase in background check fees. So it says here, status of the proposal. The rulemaking is undergoing a 45-day public comment period. Any person or their authorized representative may submit written comments regarding the proposed regulatory action. The written comment period closes at 5 p.m. on October 8th. All timely comments that specifically pertain to the proposed regulations will be reviewed and responded to by the department staff. Comments may be submitted by mail or email. So you guys actually have a chance to say something about this. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there right now that are wondering if there's any kind of lawsuit that is currently challenging this that may put a stop to it altogether. And the answer to that is yes. The first one that comes to my mind is one that I've made probably nearly a dozen videos about, and that is Rohde v. Bonta. It is challenging the ammunition background check and its existing regulations. One of those would be the fees and so forth, importation, etc. Now, we actually recently got a win in Rohde v. Bonta by none other than Judge Roger T. Benitez, also known by the people of California as Saint Benitez, who ruled that, sure enough, it is unconstitutional because it keeps people from acquiring something that is fundamental to the operation of an arm, which is also protected by the Constitution. So he placed an injunction against it. Not only did he place an injunction against the background checks and everything, but he did not place a stay on his own order, which is something that's fairly common in California. He just granted the injunction and that was it. Unfortunately, the state of California applied for an emergency appeal to the Ninth Circuit, who then placed a stay on Judge Benitez's injunction. So the law as it stands is still in effect today. But as far as Rohde v. Bonta goes, it's up at the Ninth Circuit. It's waiting its due time here. This is a case that's been around for quite some time. But yes, we do have a lawsuit that has made its way through the court system and already had at least one win, Rohde v. Bonta. And if Rohde v. Bonta ends up, effectively getting the full win, which it should, especially post-Bruen, then we would see all of this stuff disappear. California wouldn't be able to enforce it anymore. So, hopefully we get the ultimate win out of that one, even if it makes it up to the Supreme Court. Hopefully the Supreme Court would take it and they would strike it down. But I did want to let you know there is a glimmer of hope here in the fact that, A, there is a comment period, so you guys can let them know how you feel about everything and about the proposed regulatory change. There's that. And we also have that big lawsuit. Kim Rohde is an Olympic gold medalist, and she does ski and trap, stuff like that, and she usually gets stuff sent directly to her. And so this directly affects her because they use a special type of shell for the Olympics, and it's not something that you could find in stores that are local in California. It gets sent to her by the Olympic Committee. Okay, so the Olympic Committee actually sends it, and now they can't because she has to go through all these hoops in order to get it and is having a more difficult time training because of that. So again, this affects everybody in California. In my mind, it's clearly and completely unconstitutional, but just get ready. It's going to add $5. That would add, if unless they take something from the comments that you guys leave, it's going to take an extra $5 for every single transaction. And again, you guys just need to be aware of it. Spread this news, share this with people that you know so that more people can leave comments and be aware of it. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, share the video, and have a great day.